So hello guys, it's getting closer towards the end of the year. It's December 8th today, but I'll say the 7th. I'm a day behind. But I'm going to have some video series over this year. So this is going to be my storm chasing video. And I'll have several bird videos. I'll probably have one or two, probably two over my US travels earlier this year before COVID. And then I'll have 2 or 3 videos over my Illinois birding this year and just make videos, just making some highlights of the year, including a bunch of pictures and whatnot. But anyway, so this, like I said, this is my severe weather video. Kind of transition because my main objective this year was trying to be the youngest person ever to see 700 bird species in the US. And after March hit with COVID, I came back from Texas exactly the same day that we went into stay-at-home orders, and I didn't really have much else to do. So I turned to birding around my hometown and then storm chasing later on. This is going to be more of a showcasing of my storm chasing events from this year, the more highlighted days, because I went out at least a couple dozen times this year. I like growing. It's starting to become a second hobby to me. I hadn't really storm chased before until this year. I've always been fascinated with weather, but until this year, I really hadn't storm chased more than maybe a few times at most, like 2 or 3 times in 2019, and that was about it. But I storm chased more than a couple dozen times this year, so I learned a lot. For 2021, I'm going to continue doing the same thing, hopefully bettering my forecasting that I kind of do on Facebook, because it gives me something else to do, and I can learn from that as well. But like I said, I've learned a lot this year. I'm going to continue learning. I hope 2021 we had a pretty active year here in the mid-Mississippi River Valley, because the Central Great Plains really didn't have many outbreaks, if any, really this year. We had more tornadoes in Kansas, I'm sure, this year. I mean, I hadn't looked, but I'm going to assume we did. So it was an active year, so hopefully next year will be a little active, although I never wish that on anyone. So anyway, I hope next year will be interesting, and I can storm chase a bunch more, since I've learned a lot this year and what to do and where to go, etc. on these storm days in the mid-Mississippi River Valley. But there's definitely some highlights this year over a few days anyway. So I'll showcase 6 or 7 of those days that I went out. I saw one tornado all year, and it was a pretty brief one. It looks big. It looks like a large tornado. In the pictures and video I'll show you later on in the series in this video, but it only lasted for about a minute. But the problem was it did last for about 5 or 10 minutes, but I was in the right place, but I had rain blocking me because I was actually east of the storm. But usually that's where you look at for the tornadoes. You look from the east towards the west, but there's somehow some rain in between me and it, even though I was like 5 miles away. So actually the people on the other side had better views than I did. But anyway, that's about all. Enjoy this video, and thanks for watching. So we are here on the north side of Eagle Pass, Texas. We're going to Del Rio tonight. I thought I was going to end the video, but there's actually a nice supercell here. We have to wait for it to pass. It's a really nice looking supercell, so I love weather too. So it's kind of a nice addition to our trip because I can combine 2 things that I like. So yeah, so there might be, there's kind of maybe a wall cloud right here. We're waiting to see what happens here. There might be a wall cloud. There's the tail cloud right here that feeds into the wall cloud. So it's we'll just see what happens with this. Yeah, nice little sight here. So we're driving towards Del Rio, and like I was saying, the supercell. Look at all this hail. It's all foggy. It's very cold. It's all piled like snow.
And that's like several inches too.
Yeah.
In front of us.
So, wow. We can't believe this right now.
I've never seen anything like that.
So that was our West Texas, Southwest Texas random supercell that we ran into as we were driving from the Southern Valley up towards Del Rio back in mid-March. So my next showcase event was the supposed super outbreak that was supposed to unfold over the mid-Mississippi River Valley back in late March of this year. And there was just several forecast failures with this system, like just all this convection that came out of eastern Oklahoma and southern Missouri that morning that pretty much stabilized the atmosphere where it was supposed to be all juiced up and ready to go in west central Illinois. And then the low pressure system went a little more north, which created some tornado favorability up towards Des Moines, Iowa, and to the north and east of there. So the only tornado main action was up there, plus the Jonesboro tornado that day. But obviously I did not see much that day. I just kept running into I chased a couple tornado warnings in Illinois. There was a couple storms that still developed, but nothing came about them until like nighttime, or the one was rain wrapped. It was midday. It was rain wrapped northeast of Galesburg, but the tornado warnings I chased didn't do anything in Illinois. But anyway, that's all for now. I think I might try to add, I'll look at it, but I might try to add my little weather briefing that I had that morning. But anyway, so that's all I have for this segment. Actually turns into something. I'm going to document my day here. First time I have seen the sun all day today. I'm currently about 15 miles south of Carthage, Illinois. I might be in Adams or Hancock. I haven't looked. I think I'm still in Hancock County. I've been watching some storms move to my north, and northeast. They're starting to come together. I don't know what's really going to happen. But we definitely have, you guys can really see lower levels. We're having these clouds move very fast from the south to southeast. And then as we look over here, we can see the clouds moving very fast from the southwest. Very fast from the southwest. So mid-levels, you can tell these clouds over here, they're moving straight from the southwest. Lower levels, we can see the clouds are going straight from the southeast to south. Definitely the wind shear is still there, but all the question is, did the instability get high enough? And I really don't think it did. We will see what will happen. It's been mostly cloudy the entire day. I haven't seen the sun so bright when now it's gone as soon as I say that. But yeah, we definitely have we also have a lot of moisture. Temperature really didn't get there either, but that's because the storms inhibited that from happening. It only got to maybe 70 degrees in the area today when it was supposed to get 70 to 75. So yeah, I'm just going to sit here for a while, wait and see what happens. Hopefully we'll get some action, because I didn't drive all day for nothing. But yeah, that's about all for now, and stay tuned for more. Like the storm I've been watching is quite a ways to the north. I'm going to see if there's any more development down here to the south. If there's not, I'm going to continue north and chase these up here. I have a nice view right here, so I kind of wish there was a nice supercell right here. It'd be the perfect time to, perfect place for it to come together right here. But looks like I'll probably have to be going somewhere else, because there's really not too much happening here. I'm trying to see if we have more development down here before I go chase this stuff up here. Anyway, that's about all for now, and hopefully I'll have more segment type of this. As I drive going from storm to storm, there's literally like kettles of red-tailed hawks streaming north. I really don't know why. If I can zoom in, you can see there's like one there. You can see several up on my finger. Right over my finger, there's like a kettle of 6 red tails right there. It looked like 8. You see all these little dots. There's one right there, but even further out, I literally just had 16 red-tailed hawks in view all at once. So I really don't know. I don't know if they're migrating or what the deal is, but it's definitely interesting. But anyway, that's all for now. I'm going to try to get over here to these storms. Although down here, we definitely have some development down to my south as well. Really nothing. Here's another red tail right here. Heck. There we go. Right there. But anyway, that's about all for now. So I'm here. I'm north of Macomb and just slightly to the west. I'm near Roseville, I think. So I'm currently watching this supercell right here. I'm currently watching this area right here. Would be the area with the tornado. The structure's starting to look pretty good. This will be the area where the tornado is going to be. So we'll just watch this area as it moves to the northeast, and maybe there'll be a tornado come down. So very quick, the storm I've been chasing actually just got tornado warned. I'm pretty sure it's a very lengthy one, but I'm pretty sure it's a wall cloud right here. Now it's focusing on my arm. But somewhere in here will be where the tornado would probably drop from, right in there. Probably right in here. I mean, there's like multiple areas where it looks good, but I would say probably this one right here. I'm going to move north so I can reposition myself so I can see this much better. But definitely starting looking good. So yeah, there's still really nothing much yet with the storm. I'm gonna guess if it were to come down, it'd be somewhere in here. There's really not that much of a rotation, but then again, we are very far away from a radar station, so there's some, but definitely less of a rotation than what the environment suggests what it should have with the supercell like this. But yeah, so I would assume it would be somewhere in here. But yeah, there's another supercell to my south, but it's not as prevalent as this one, so I'm going to keep an eye on this one for a while. So this is starting to look like a wall cloud right here. You can see tail cloud right here too, the little tail making it look like it's going this way. But anywhere in here would be where the tornado would come down based on the structure of the storm right now. There's really nothing above us, but it looks like this would be the wall cloud right here, and the tornado would drop right there. So we're going to watch this for a little bit, make sure nothing else drops, and I'm going to be going home. So that was that day. That kind of disappointed me, but thankfully nothing bad happened like it was kind of supposed to. But the next day it was kind of like a very rapid intensifying system, because no one really saw any severe threat the day before, and then I went to bed and it started looking good the night before. I was going to Havana the next morning, and then I woke up at like 4 or something. That might have been the day but I went to Havana early. I did Mason County. I got to Mason County before sunrise, and I looked before I left, like at 4 in the morning. I was like, this could be a pretty good day. So then I packed my stuff. I got a few extra things just in case I went storm chasing. And by the time the 7 a.m. models came out, it was like, this could be pretty good today. So I went storm chasing, and I think the 10:30 or 11:30, I think it was probably like the 11:30 SPC Outlook update. It was changed to an enhanced risk. I think that might have even been anyway, I can't remember. But they upgraded the risk that morning to enhanced just for tornadoes. So obviously I went storm chasing that day. And it was kind of an interesting day. We had this one line that went through early, kind of stabilized the atmosphere a little bit, which kind of inhibited a little some stuff, because the line went a little bit further south, but we had enough very rapid destabilization after that line that went through about noon, because I followed the tail of the line, because there's this tail storm that came out of Rock Island County, Illinois, into Whiteside and Henry County, Illinois, that chased for a little bit late morning, and then I decided to fall back and wait for other storms to develop, which there were I think it ended up being like 4 or 5 tornado warnings at once, so it's kind of like picking which one I went with, and I ended up seeing at least 3 different funnels that day, including 2 in eastern Iowa that I both got footage of, and then I saw one for like 2 or 3 minutes as I was coming out of Iowa into Illinois, about 20 minutes or 20 miles to the east of me, that had a tornado on it, but I had a complete clear view, but I was on the highway, so I could not stop and take a picture of it, or at least I probably would have. But so it was a really good day. I didn't see any tornadoes, but I did see some cool things that day. So anyway, this is the start of that day, and stay tuned. So I am here in Knox County, Illinois. I'm taking a little break as I go from Havana up north towards the Quad Cities to get in line to chase these severe thunderstorms this afternoon. Emiquon was okay. We couldn't refine the ibises, but that was okay. They've been flying in and out of there. I had them on Wednesday. I saw them fly in, and the people who refound them yesterday saw them fly in when they were there. So they're probably just on Thompson Lake in Emiquon. I saw a lot of waterfowl. Saw some marsh birds, but overall it was okay. Saw some good birds, but didn't see a ton. But anyway, so I'm taking a quick breather as I head north. I wanted to maybe see if I can get a few Knox County birds as I drove up, and because there's a nice little road here. There's red star and yellow-throated vireo and parula and stuff. So I'm going to continue to my northwest, get in line for these storms. There's a line of storms that just went through the Quad Cities. Actually, one storm had a severe thunderstorm warning on it, but it's still a little too early. And after these storms move off, a rapid destabilization will occur in front of this next line of storms that's going to develop near the low pressure system, head to the east to northeast, and we will see what happens with that line. There's some strong wind shear. We have a mid-level jet in place, and we have strong south to southeast winds over the Quad Cities region this afternoon. So that's going to be the area I think is going to be the most targeted area, and where I'm going to be at looking for some severe thunderstorms and hopefully some tornadoes today. And because I want to photograph some tornadoes, but we'll see what happens today, and stay tuned. So I'm here east of the Quad Cities. So the first tornado warning was just warned by Iowa City. I'm not going to go that far because I really think it's a little too early on for the main set for maybe a few tornadoes. So I'll probably start heading back west here in a minute. I was following the first line of storms because the most south storm has had a very broad rotation for, I don't know, probably 30 minutes to an hour, but never did anything. But it's the storm right behind me. Has a severe thunderstorm warning on it. I think it's probably for hail. I didn't look for what it was for, but it's probably both wind and hail. Okay, there's a pink core on it. There was kind of a small hook for a while on the radar, but not really. So I'm just waiting to make sure this doesn't do anything, because it's right on the edge of the right environment. But the best environment is over here. We're having very rapid, there's still cloud cover from the storms over here. If you look beyond, you can see some blue skies with a few clouds, but blue skies with a clear cloud, with a few clouds, shows very fast destabilization in front of the line closest to the low pressure system, where that one tornado warning is right now in Iowa City. And these storms will head to the northeast to east, and we'll try to see what we can see just to the west of me in a little bit, making sure this one doesn't do anything real quick before I head out to the west. It's starting to get really active now, so I got a tornado warning storm this direction. I would go chase it right now, but there's really not a strong rotation on it. It's very broad, but it's also very close to the radar scan, so it's hard to get a pick from it. But right now it's looking pretty broad, and it has the entire time. I also have another storm. I have 3 storms right here. I'm kind of behind because I was almost going to go chase a storm about 25 miles north of the Quad Cities, but that's kind of far because I had this development down here. So I'm watching these. All of these all have broad rotation with them. I'm just going to stay in place until something really happens, because I actually just had another storm just pop up to the west of the Quad Cities by about 10 minutes. It's actually starting to look okay. So I'm going to stay in position here. I'm about 15 miles from this one and about 10 miles from these, kind of in the middle, to figure out what's going to happen. But we've got vast clearing right here, and I think we're going to have more develop along the line just to the west of me, like the storm just did in the last 5 minutes. It just popped up in the last 5 minutes, just to the west of me by about 15 minutes. So I really think that area is going to probably be the best area, because we got strong southeast winds into this. In the mid-levels, we have strong southwest winds, and we got destabilization after these storms went through. Very fast destabilization in front of this next line that I'm thinking is going to be the best bet for tornadoes. But this line right here might produce a couple. We'll see what happens with these. So I'm kind of just staying and waiting what's going to happen. So anyway, just a nice look. This white right here is probably a hail core. Whenever we have a big hailing storm, which this does because it's a pink core, this little white right here is not clearing, it's actually hail. So yeah, that's kind of neat look right here with the kind of a hail core right here. That's the hail. But yeah, we'll just wait and see what this storm does. It's getting stronger as I look at it. So we're going to watch, see what happens with this, and stay tuned. So I'm here somewhere in Iowa. It's starting to look like there might be a tornado drop right here any minute. Why can I not zoom in? I don't know why I can't zoom in. But right here, this little lowering right here. This is a storm. The storm just to the north of me was tornado warned for a while, and then this storm developed to the south, and actually two storms conjoined. And there's nothing warned on this one, but I went to this one because I was thinking maybe something might happen. That's looking really good right now. So we'll see what happens. I think a tornado might fall here pretty soon. We'll just see what happens. So now I'm here in northern Illinois. I'm kind of waiting for this next batch. Hold on. There's 4 pelicans flying in the middle of nowhere. Over. You probably can't see them. I can't zoom in on my phone. Anyway, I'm watching this storm. I'm waiting for some more storms to develop to my south. I just put some pictures of the funnel cloud that I took, and I might have put the video. The video hasn't been uploading on my phone, but I'll probably get it uploaded and put it on the segment before. You really see it rotating. I think I can put my video on here. We'll see what I can do. Anyway, this is the exact same storm that I had probably about an hour ago. I'm now back in Illinois, and you can kind of see the really nice, I'm gonna assume it's probably a big shelf cloud. I don't know what it is yet. I just pulled up here. It's a nice storm. It has a tornado warning on it, but the tornado warning is it's actually in the middle of the storm is where the rotation is. Like I said, we're getting some new development to my south, so we're going to watch and see what happens right in between several storms here. We'll see what happens. So now I'm here. I'm in north central Illinois. It's kind of really died out, the storms today. I kind of could have thought that there could have been a resurgence this afternoon with a very destabilizing atmosphere, but we just kept having all these small storms develop in the areas where they're supposed to be clear, so it didn't get as unstable as I would like it to be. It's actually fairly cold where I am right now. It might just be because it just rained a little bit, but still I'm in front of the storm and it's chilly. We'll just see what happens. We'll follow for maybe another hour or two, then go home. I don't know what will happen. I'm not expecting too much, but these storms, this is a line of storms I've been following for a while, since about Dixon, Illinois or so. And they're kind of strengthening a little bit. They've had some couple broad rotations here and there, so I'm keeping an eye on them. And then the storms just to the northwest up towards Rockford, but we'll see what happens. I keep saying that, but today, I don't know. It was really good early, which I expected, but I expected some more later this afternoon. But it seems like they really didn't want to do much this afternoon, but we'll just see what happens. Kind of looks like a wall cloud over here. Almost looks like the tail cloud right there, the tail end of the wall cloud right there. There could be a wall cloud starting to form. Yeah, it's really becoming more prominent now. I didn't really see that a minute ago. That could be a wall cloud. We'll see what happens. It's kind of blocked by the rain, but we're in the right part of the storm, southwest part of the storm. But that right there could be interesting right in here. But we'll see what happens. That just came into view now. But we'll see what happens. I'll see if there's anything on the radar if there's any rotation, but that looks interesting right there. But we'll watch it. Stay tuned. So I don't know how many segments I'll put in here, but this is obviously going to be my last video unless something miraculously happens. It's just before 7 o'clock and nothing really else happened. I followed a tornado warned storm for a while and it quickly, I guess I'd say, died out. The storm didn't, but the rotation did. So yeah, I was making sure nothing happened at the end of this storm line. I'm somewhere, man. I don't even know where I am. I'm somewhere in north central Illinois. But I was just gonna see if that did something, but it didn't. So, yeah. So at least I saw something today. That funnel cloud early this afternoon was kind of nice. You really see the rotation within it, and I had it in view for at least like 5 minutes. So that was cool. I would love to see a tornado. The tornadoes today were very spotty. It seems like. Very spotty, and they're very brief from what I understand from looking at things and seeing rotations and stuff. There weren't any long trackers today, so that's about it. Anyway, yep. So today was an okay day. Chased all this for Funnel Club. It's okay. At least I had fun doing it. That's all that matters. But anyway, thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more videos. Thanks. So that was that eventful day. And it was a very fun day because I went to bed thinking maybe some severe weather would happen. And then I woke up to like not an outbreak, but a possible outbreak. So that was a really fun day. So my next day was a late June day. I just went up to northern Illinois and chased some. It was mostly county birding. I wanted to do some county birding up towards Whiteside and Carroll up there in northwest Illinois, and then I storm chased in the afternoon. It was a very limited day. It was mostly a line segment, so I really wasn't expecting any tornadoes, but I ended up seeing 2 wall clouds with the system, as well as I was in a tornado warning. I think I was in Stevenson County. I think I was somewhere around Freeport, maybe. I'm not sure. Anyway, I was in a tornado warning at one point, but it didn't do anything. I think the SPC had a 5% tornado risk out for the day. So there was some chance, but nothing happened from that. But anyway, here's this segment, and thanks for watching. So anyway, that was that day. It wasn't too eventful. I saw a lot of good birds that day because like I said, from Rock Island County, I went up, saw like loggerhead shrike and veery and scarlet tanager and a bunch of red stars. Just really cool birds I don't see like the red start and the loggerhead shrike and sandhill cranes, and like veery is usually, red starts are somewhat common downstate, but they are very common up there. Anyway, enough about the birds. So that was a cool day. Got to see a lot of cool sights with the squall line coming into Illinois there, and a few areas of rotation and a wall cloud or 2 there. But anyway, the next day was my only tornado of the whole year, which was kind of like, I wasn't ready for it. I was just kind of driving. It wasn't even tornado warned yet. And I think the tornado was down for a total of 5 or 10 minutes, but I didn't know about it yet. I mean, I saw the broad rotation on the radar, but where I was, I initially couldn't see the tornado. And then I eventually came into view, and I was driving down this county road trying to get like in position. But so it was kind of a quick click a few pictures, quick video, and then it kind of disappeared in the rain because it was kind of rain wrapped from where I was, because other storm chasers were on the other side of it. There was a little notch behind it of non-rain that they were in, but I was kind of blocked by some rain. But that day kind of also materialized. Well, it was kind of like a 3 days out. Like it looked good, and then it looked really, really good. I think that morning I woke up. I was up like at 2 or 3 in the morning, and I think I walked out in the kitchen for some reason, and Dad was up. I was like, well, this could be very, very bad, because the HRRR and the RAP that morning showed very, very good conditions for some tornadoes. Even the HRRR had like several supercells develop in central and northwest Missouri coming into Illinois, making a squall line by the time it hit Illinois River, just after. Like it could have been a very dangerous day. And then we had the MCV, the conjunction of two MCSs, so pretty much just two big areas of rain generally come together in Missouri and just kind of traveled our direction in central Illinois that morning, and it was too far south than what the models did, so it stabilized the air kind of in the area where the HRRR earlier in that morning showed a lot of development in the afternoon, because the MCV, the mesoscale convective vortex, had all this rain that morning down into northern Missouri and west central Illinois, where in the earlier model runs where it made it worse in the afternoon, did not have that rain that morning. So the severe weather was more south that afternoon. I stayed just in case if that area would get destabilized enough, and it didn't. There were some cells that looked good, but they just didn't have enough energy to feed into to become as strong as they needed to. So I quickly repositioned myself more south, where the atmosphere was a lot more favorable, down in Macoupin County there to the west of Carlinville, and I tracked those storms as they head out, because there's 2 or 3 storms that had rotation for about a solid hour, but they never, there's a couple wall clouds, but there's never a tornado until they reached the Divernon or Farmersville area, and the second storm north of it had a tornado by Loami as well. But anyway, so this is that segment from this day. Thanks for watching. This is the major day of the year, and then I'll have 2 smaller events through the year. Thanks for watching. So anyway, so that was that eventful day. So these will be the last 2 small segments of the year. There's like little tiny bits of the days. So the first one was from that major derecho that came out of Iowa back in August, that I focused too much on shorebirding that morning, and it was a little behind on storm chasing that day, because that day was going to be a storm chasing shorebirding in Henderson County, and then storm chase that derecho. But that ended up just being, I saw too many shorebirds there in Henderson County. That was the day I found the whimbrel, which is only my second whimbrel ever in Illinois in the fall. So obviously I stuck on that for a while. So anyway, so there's going to be a quick segment from Keithsburg and Mercer County from that, and a day I storm chased in north central Illinois. That was kind of going to be good for tornadoes, but it was mostly there were several tornadoes that occurred, but they were very, very quick tornadoes within the squall line, which are very, very hard to see and are mostly determined after the event. So anyway, that will be it, and I'll probably have a little segment when I'm done with all this, but thanks for continuing to watch. We have very, very, very strong low-level jet with 30-mile-per-hour sustained winds coming from the south, and we got this very long line right in front of me. We'll see what happens from here. Anyway, it's all for now. So thanks for watching, guys. That is 2020 all wrapped up as a storm chasing video. Thanks, like I said, thanks for watching. It was an exciting year. Definitely a very active year for the Mid-Mississippi River Valley. It was, in my mind, more active than the Central Great Plains, which really you can never say about severe weather, but it happened this year anyway. But anyways, that's that. Very active year, saw many funnel clouds and one tornado. Hopefully 2021 will be active. Obviously, I don't ask for it to be active next year, because that just causes more destruction and havoc among everything else going on at the moment. But hopefully we'll have some exciting days come about next year, and that aren't destructive but are cool at the same time, and that's the best. Those are the best kind of things. We had some destructive days this year, for sure, in our region. But anyway, I'm going to continue on doing this, continue semi-forecasting, being involved with weather and storm chasing all the time as I did this year. I went storm chasing probably at least a couple dozen times this year, but it gave me something to do. I like learning, and this is definitely stuff I can learn and become a much bigger hobby. That's just what it is. I don't plan on doing it as a career or anything. I wish I could, but I have other things I could be focusing on. But definitely a good hobby to keep and to learn and grow more and become better at it. That's going to be my main goal for next year, is become better at forecasting, just because it gives me something to do, and better at storm chasing and being at the right places at the right time, and just learning, like just keep learning and see where it grows and see where I grow with it. It's gonna be very fun to watch, and also make more videos as I'm out, just to show you guys what it looks like and just better like how I do it. But anyway, become more tech savvy in the aspect of that. But anyway, thanks for watching all this as I ramble on even more. But that's just what I do. I like talking about things that I am fascinated with, which one, obviously not birds, but weather is something else I'm obviously fascinated about. But thanks for watching. I will have the bird videos up here in the next couple weeks. I'll have, like I said, a few of them recapping the year, probably, like I said, 2 over my U.S. adventures throughout the year, and probably 2 or 3 over my Illinois adventures this year. But thanks for watching. Stay tuned for next year for my weather and birding videos, especially the weather videos. Thanks.